I built a piece that's about 7 feet high, that I felt to be one of the most vulnerable pieces that I had ever made. I liked this piece so much that when I got the commission from Storm King for the 50th anniversary, I thought that to amplify this piece, to amplify that structure, would make it even that much more dynamic. I didn't feel I had to follow what the givens were in the smaller piece. I would cover that up, and I would then work on trying to invent that same feel in a totally different scale, using the same unit, which is the 4-inch by 4-inch board of cedar. To, again, make this on a bigger version meant a lot more detail, so that, in fact, the entire surface had to be invented on its own. I mean the surface to feel as though it has something to do with fabric, but it's in no way trying to actually be a fabric, which is very slender, very thin. But I like its ability, its possibility to behave as though the wind had the possibility of blowing it against something. For the first time, I've combined bronze with the cedar, and the appendages, the two appendages that touch the ground, are made of bronze. I had to make these appendages out of cedar first, and then have them cast in bronze. The part that meets the wood is the part that comes closest to mimicking the cedar, because I wanted that transition not to be such a well-defined difference between the two materials. I wanted those two materials to feel as though they're partners, as though they weave in to one another in a way that makes sense. I made a kind of frame between the body of the piece and the appendage, so that your frame would be organic, and your frame would be cozy, and your frame would be something that, like a mom would carry her baby under her arm. That there's something very intimate about this part of the body. And I further took these two appendages and made them wander and end with their tips onto the grass, onto the earth, so that there was a touching, almost like a rooting toward the earth on the part of both of these appendages. I titled this sculpture Luba. It's a Polish word that has an affectionate reference, and the reference is to a female. And I think one could use that word to refer to all kinds of living things that one had a special feeling for.